Yo, good morning. How are we doing, chat? Happy Thursday, Friday. Good morning, Botan, Amy, Soup, Mitch, Ryan, good morning. Ace, good morning. Austin, Umesh, Ronaldo, JJ, D-Trades. Jan, K-Town. John, Eric, good morning. Kara, good morning. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. This is the last stream of the week for me. I'll be out tomorrow. No stream tomorrow. Markets have been open for 6.5 minutes, but I'm here. I needed to talk to Gary. All right, we are sitting at VWAP. Got the overnight highs at 740. Overnight lows down at 485. Yesterday's value area high here as well at 640. A strong close through VWAP. Retest a VWAP value area high. Reject it. Could lead to a nice rotation down to like 500, 480s. We'll see what happens at VWAP. News on the session. Excuse me. We've got PCE, consumer spending all at 9. And then 10-year tips at noon. But 9 o'clock, top of the hour, we'll have a little bit of stuff coming out. As always, I'm waiting the first 15 minutes to trade. That would be 8:45. So another 8 minutes. Just a personal rule. This seems very familiar. Oh no. What is the par on this one, chat? %, I'll take it. Honestly, that was a tough start. That's correct, Norm. Oh. Can't tell if it's camo or leopard print. Like an old school camo. And I'm wearing my Hunt Club shirt in honor of I'm going duck hunting tomorrow morning and Saturday morning. Driving down tomorrow. See if we find anything. Good news is that the weather has pushed up north a little bit, as well as gotten a little bit less intense. No snow up there? It'll probably still snow where I am. Let's see. Friday, it doesn't get even freezing until 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. Saturday, it will be cold in the morning. And it's like a 60% chance of light snow. So maybe not. And then Austin doesn't look like it has, like Saturday, it's not even freezing until like literally Sunday morning, basically. And then Sunday morning, it's sunny with like maybe a little precipitation. So it doesn't look like we're really going to have, at least in Austin, doesn't look like it's going to be that super aggressive unless unless it rains all day. Maybe it turns a little bit of ice down Sunday in the low 20s, but we'll see. I don't really. I'm kind of a contrarian on thinking anything happens. We'll see. Best case scenario is Saturday morning is as good as it has the potential to be, with all the birds getting pushed down. And I'm done at 8:30 and I'm home at like 1. Should be fairly smooth sailing on that point. All right. We're stuck at VWAP still. I got a little less than 1 minute till I'm green-lighted to trade. I'm not interested in taking anything around VWAP right now. And even coming through Dallas, it's not going to be freezing until like 7 a.m. So that's good news. Is there ever time to take a VWAP trade? I notice you don't do them often. I like VWAP trades when it's not like consolidating around it. So if we had a nice expansion to the upside, and then we have a really nice pull into VWAP, I typically enjoy that as a VWAP test, assuming Delta's looking good and stuff. But when we're like, when it's multiple bounces around VWAP or price action is consolidating or chopping around VWAP, I don't really enjoy it. I think it's less of an edge at that point. Chat, today's the last day for 80% off with code TBM on Apex accounts. All Apex accounts. It ends at midnight tonight. After that, it's probably back to the 50%. A little bit of liquidity through like 570. How big is the block at 570? 50 contracts down there. It's not even that much, but let's see if we can clean it up. Again, we got news in 13 and a half minutes or so. Conco, I think there's always opportunity to improve patience and discipline as a very big blanket statement. Conditions change, the way that I trade may change, but from a constant perspective, the thing that is constant is that my discipline and my patience could always be better. That is never fully ever dialed in my opinion. I think there's always room for it to be better. There's days where it works really well, days where it doesn't, right? Someone said I needed to get wheeled in for my workout this morning. It was actually a very mellow workout. It was not terrible at all. I did a kind of like test week right now. I had that FTP test earlier this week. Today's test was an aerobic like MFF mafferine. What's it called? Maximum aerobic functional heart rate from Dr. Phil Maffetone. Anyways, I had a MAF aerobic test today to figure out my like 30-minute average power wattage while keeping my heart rate in my MAF zone, which is like 180 minus your age. And then there's like another condition that if you have like allergies or have been sick 2 times in the last year, you're supposed to drop 5 points. So for me, 149 minus 5 is 144. I had my average heart rate at 142. Average wattage. My Zwift said 178. My Garmin said 175. My Training Peak said 176. So I'm like 176 for my 30-minute average wattage. So it was just kind of a sweat fest. It wasn't like challenging, just a sweat fest. I had no idea what that number would be too. It's pretty interesting. Interesting to do. test week. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a running test too, a 5K run test, but that's not going to happen with the trip. Unofficial wick test at 612. We cleaned out 170. Kind of have some buyers though. I'm interested to see if we can get a quick reaction there. Back into 600 psych level, essentially. Missed it by a tick or so. Should have front run it just a hair. That would have been a very, very quick, easy 10 points. Missed it by a tick. Very quick taking it off today. Yeah, I learned from my mistakes. See, look what would have happened if I didn't take it off. Took it off. I'm not doing that same thing as I did yesterday. Trying to figure out how much I missed it by. Nah, just take that ish off. What's your favorite F1 livery so far? I haven't seen any of them except Audi. Have they all dropped? Let me see if there's a side-by-side comparison of everybody. I do not like the racing Red Bull livery. This looks kind of generic. I kind of like the deeper blue color. That's a different blue, no? Or I guess it's lighter blue, technically. It used to be like a more muted blue. I kind of like that. I think this looks cool. I like the silver. I like the orange. I like the black. I think this looks honestly pretty good. What's up, KP? Good morning. Alpine dropping in a day or two. Nice. Ferrari's is going to look just the same. Most likely. Mercedes just released theirs. Let me look. Looks good. I like the side view a lot. I'm not a huge fan of the top view. These lines are a little cheesy to me. But I also just don't really like a solid white. That looks great though to me. Just like the hint of color. I love the little like subtle Mercedes design there. That looks, I like that. Looks aggressive. I agree. Someone said it looks like a zebra. I kind of agree with that. Let me pull it back up. Yeah, it does look a little safari-esque. What's up with this E? Is that a sponsor? Or something? Isn't it crazy how much work they put into these things being aerodynamic? Like to the naked eye, like having these flare outs right here does not look that aerodynamic. It looks like it would catch wind, but like obviously these dudes know what the heck they're doing, so. F1 cars are so cool. Prior open. 5-minute candle. Got some sellers. Rejected 620. Got liquidity lower. We got news in 3 minutes. Chins, welcome to the team. Appreciate your support. All right, maybe trying to catch a little uppies. Get that liquidity lower though, so it's a little sketchy. What news? Got PCE, core PCE, consumer spending, personal income, real personal consumption, all dropping at 9 in 2 minutes. Is this live right now? No, pre-recorded stream. This is from August 2nd of 2021. This is the overnight session from August 2nd, 2021. All right, here comes the news, chat. Thin books, new lows, still thin books. You can see over on the DOM over here on the right side, when I say thin books, it's because there's not a lot of orders. The spread is pretty open. All of that yields volatility. As we get away from news, you'll notice spread gets tighter, more orders come back on, volatility will die out a little bit, but you trading live here every day? Every day, except tomorrow. I'm out of town tomorrow. And next week I'll be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think Thursday, out Friday again. I'll be at the trading conference from Max Options Trading. But yeah, usually every day, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. You can subscribe, turn on the bell notification. live in here often. Got a free Discord, it's linked down below as well. Good place to ask questions, send memes, all those types of things. What time is it in your watch right now if live? 6:23. 6:23, August 2nd, 2021. Matt, you trade when traveling? No, I do not. I only trade when I'm at my desk now. I want to take it seriously. Trading is, like, for me, I need to be in my seat, at my desk, with my normal setup. Feeling everything. I want everything to feel normal for me to trade. I don't need other variables to be weird. Kind of where I'm at now. So now you can see the book. We're getting more orders. It's a little thicker. Spread is a little tighter. 500 is looking pretty good. I mean, we talked about it pre-market, right? When we were up here, we were talking about cracking through VWAP, come down, retest. Didn't quite get the full retest of value area high, but then making our move down into like 480s. Overnight lows, 500s, 480s. Overnight lows, yesterday's close. All that looks pretty solid. We got liquidity lower through 500. Doesn't mean we can't pop it, but usually the market goes where the orders are. Because the market exists to fill orders. The whole purpose of the market is to search for liquidity in an effort to find true price. Speculation, baby. No one knows what true price should be. We just have the assumptions of what people are willing to buy and what people are willing to sell. What do people think is overvalued? What do people think is undervalued? The market goes to find those. It is not as efficient as you think it is, right? The market is inefficient, meaning true price is always attempting to be discovered. If true price was discovered, there would be no buying and no selling. People always want a deal. People always want to make some money. Wes. Valid question. I honestly don't really remember too much. I do remember trying a lot of different things, and focusing on those things I was trying. And I would use it for a little bit, and it would either work or not work. And if it worked, I would continue to put it in the back pocket as I looked for new things. And then it became a process of elimination of like, what do I think worked more than other things? What did my brain like more than other things? Sometimes getting rid of everything and just trading price action, and then adding them back in as I thought the value existed again. And now I'm stuck with what I like, which is kind of a conglomerate of a lot of different ideas, you know? Which is what I talk about the purpose of this stream is. I'm not here to teach you how to trade the way I trade. Could care less. But for me, I found a lot of value in taking bits and pieces of things that I was seeing online or in Discords or whatever and combining them into my own way of thinking. And I think there's a lot of value there because everybody thinks differently. And so that's kind of the point here as well, is like, you might trade a totally different way than me, and that's fine. At the end of the day, we're all traders and we can appreciate that, right? But maybe you end up liking the way I do something, and you blend it into the way that you do something. I think that's the best case scenario. I think if you're trying to do exactly what I do, that's not the best case scenario. Because I think differently and have different risk and have different ways of processing information quicker or slower than you do, right? And might not work the same. But if you're taking little bits and pieces and combining it with what you like, or forming a new strategy that you like, I think that's great. But trial and error is what I would typically say there, is just trial and error for me. It was just trying a bunch of different things. Mostly because I just enjoy sitting at the charts. I enjoy learning new things, figuring out what works, what doesn't work. So I was going through everything back in the day, everything that you would see on online, Investopedia, whatever resources I was finding at the time, and trying it out. Trying out new-ish that I hadn't seen online, trying to make my own-ish. Pretty common. Most people want to make their own stuff at some point, right? Because that's cool. It's cool to find something that no one else has found. Then I realized that's not really a thing. Yeah, I felt it out. That's exactly right. Felt it out, trimmed the fat, kept what I thought was the meat and bones of something, and kept going. The other thing I will say is that I do think there's power in having different options that you're watching for, because at the end of the day, the market conditions change. Volatility might be your best friend in one strategy that you have, but it might suck if there's no volatility. And likewise, if there's no volatility, you might have a strategy that works really, really well. And if the volatility comes in, it might not be as great. Or like on a super choppy day versus a super ranged, or like a super trendy day, right? You might have two different types of things that work well versus not work well, but given those circumstances. And so I think it's kind of nice to have different tools in the toolbox for different conditions, because conditions change. Yes, it's always price over time, with the main variable being volume and volatility. That is the difference. But conditions still change. So I think it's nice to have some, different tools to try and hit those different conditions. Or at least identify those different conditions as well. Absolutely need a plan for balance versus trend. Market is balanced 80% of the time. Well, and even identifying balance, right, can be confusing. You might pump 250 points, which is pretty trendy, and slap 250 points, also pretty trendy, and we ended at balance, right? We ended, we didn't do anything for the day. We ended at yesterday's close, for instance, right? 0% gain, pure balance. That being said, there was some wicked price action in there. Right? And you have to be able to identify that. And then there's other days where we're literally just going sideways, fully balanced, volume's not doing anything, whatever. Got volume here. Point of control moved down to 555 or whatever that is. 560. 555, I guess. We still got that block of 500. Oh. Sorry. Do you have a vid on FVGs, Matt? I'm not sure if you're trolling or not. I don't have a video on FVGs. People have said that my wick test strategy is in some capacity similar to an FVG. Out of all these years of knowing ICT, I have truly not digested. I've sat down a couple times to try and learn some of his ideas just so I can be a little bit more, have more knowledge on what people talk about, but I have a hard time doing it. I need him to make like a 3-minute condensed version for me. ICT, if you're watching right now, make a 3-minute video. Me and my buddies. I'm going, the group I'm hunting with is like all of my best friends from college. And since we started hunting in college together, or yeah, college, I guess. I mean, gosh, it's been 10, 11 years of us hunting together. Every hunt, every duck hunt specifically that we've gone on, we listened to, on the way to the hunt, we listened to Lagrange by ZZ Top. Don't ask why. I honestly don't know why. It's just been this like tradition that we've had on every hunt that we've ever gone on together. We blast ZZ Top's Lagrange. And one of my buddies just sent it and said, cue it up. Matt, do you look for or see any significance in low versus high volume areas on the volume profile? I do watch, yes. Because the market conducted a lot there. Doesn't mean it's going to happen in the future, right? But if it's a point of interest, I think it helps identify a point of interest. All right, trying to suit the lows. Got very close. Triple bottom. What do you mean when you say block at X? I'm talking about volume, resting orders. So like this big block at 500 is the equivalent of currently 90 contracts. So there's 90 contracts sitting on the bid at 500. How have we not flushed that low? Kind of weird to me. I feel like we flush it. It is weird with volume sitting at... Oh, well, pulled it up a little bit. I imagine we flushed that low. It's very rare that you see, like... Great till we missed it by a tick, but it's very rare that you don't see, like, a little bit of excess. Do you think it's possible to generate alpha with algo trading? Honestly, I don't. Let me rephrase that. I think it's impossible for 99% of retail people to produce an algo produce an algo that is alpha producing. Hedge funds, whatever you want to call them, market makers, hedge funds is the correct answer. Those guys are paying hundreds of millions of dollars to use, to build theirs. And someone who thinks he's going to self-code something with Claude, I tend to think that that's just not probably going to happen well. And what ends up happening often is that people build these algos, and I've been here, I've done it too. People build these algos, then they go and back test it, and it works well. And then you realize after the fact, like, the data was not using correct tick fills, and it was repainting, and conditions change, volatility changes, and you're having to constantly refit that algorithm anyways. And at that point, you might as well just trade. I don't know. I have a very hard time thinking that it's a worthwhile endeavor. And the ones that you can buy online, I definitely don't think are worth it, personally. Vector, you'll find out when it's time. Robot doesn't have human bias? I actually disagree with that. The human is the one turning it on or turning it off, right? It's inherently biased on that capacity. The human is the one trying to refit it. That is inherently biased as well. But Matt, it executes the orders emotionless. Sure, but it's executing orders that you feel comfortable with it taking. And trying to refit it to make you feel better about the orders it's taking. All right, there we go. Nice slap. Let's clean out the lows now, yeah? $50 slap. Quadruple bottom or flush lows? Boy, I'm not quite sure what to do with this mess, to be honest. A push into VWAP would be interesting. I think I would be interested in a rejection of VWAP. I mean, I think it also makes sense to like flush six or like test and flush 600 maybe. GG, Skid. The urge I have to open this up more than 10 points is very high. I'm not going to do it. So I got burned not taking base hits, but it's high. Assuming I can even get the fill. We need to flush the 40 block. Oh, it's a 20 block now. Go up, top of the range, flush it, down into lows, if not 560. But like, I got a big urge to open it up a little bit. Wide bracket, smaller contract size? No, it's not that. Not that at all. In fact, I'd rather take a 10-point trade for 200 bucks than a 20-point trade with 5 micros. Feel a lot more confident getting 10 points than I do 20 points. You taught me to base hit move. Love it. It's changed the game. Hell yeah. GG's, bro. That's what I'm talking about during my breakout session at the conference next week. Is base hits. Pairing that with patience and discipline. This fill at VWAP seems incredibly unlikely. GG's Tam. Love that. Hell yeah. Love it. I'm glad it's resonating. Makes it a lot more fun to do these streams and stuff. I mean, I have fun with it anyways, but makes it a lot more fun when feel like there's a I don't know what I'm trying to say. Some purpose behind it, I guess. Something like that. Oh, yeah. Dude, we are just freaking stuck, man. $45 minutes in this. All right. Hello, buyers, as we push the VWAP. Well, that was a 50-point push up into it. We got juice higher. The question is, are we going to actually maintain it or not, huh? If we can crack through VWAP, really, it's like if we can break I feel like we run this wick. Push up into 638, 640, yesterday's value area high. Volume at 640 as well. Got 5 points from getting filled. Testing to 611, interesting if we get buyers. 611 and 603 if you like the longs, right? Missed my fill by 4 points or something. It's a second. I missed the first trade I wanted to take by 1 tick. Missed that earlier today. Missed it by a tick and went right to target. And then missed that one. First one was on this candle. We were coming back up for this untested wick. I missed it by a tick and it went right to target on this green candle. Right around VWAP. We're in the middle of IB, so not really trend direction until we break high or low, honestly. Just kind of at the top of the range right now. While I was looking at fading it. Get through 640, it could be interesting. 650 probably. Could get interesting. With rotation back up to the highs. 731. Just don't know if I like this at 1 minute left on the 5-minute candle. Buyers are trying to inkle it. Inkle it? Like, inkling is what I don't even know what I was going for there. They're just trying to like kind of push it up a little bit. Inkle. I don't think that's a word. I said it and immediately regretted saying that. I don't know. Forget I said that. They're just trying to kind of nudge it up. Candle's closing in 10 seconds. Just gonna go clear it out right now. Sick. In which case, 03 looks okay, but we're getting into like diddle in the middle zone here, unless it's actually trendy. We have no trend right now, in my opinion. So it doesn't make sense to long the middle of the range. Don't quite think it makes sense to do like a breakout trade to the upside either. And we're stuck at VWAP. I'm gonna call here, boys. I'm not interested in consolidation around VWAP at all. And I got other things to do today. This is like kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it's my Friday right now, so I just don't want to do anything stupid, and I don't feel like this is super conducive to clean trading right now. Good luck, everybody. Be smart, be patient. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you Monday morning at market open, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. Don't get chopped up, and we'll see you Monday. Have a great one. Peace, everybody.
He's sharp as a tack. He's got his eyes on the Nasdaq. Ain't no looking back. He wakes up every morning sipping on that coffee black. Trading numbers on his screen, yeah, he's got that knack. He's got his finger on the pulse, knowing when to buy or sell. He's making moves all day, making his portfolio well. From the open bell to the closing bell, he's ringing that cash register. With every trade he makes, he's getting closer to his treasure. He's a Nasdaq cowboy, riding that market wave. TBM ain't afraid to take risks. He's got money to save. He's catching those highs, dodging them lows, making his name. TBM's the king of the Nasdaq, playing his own game. He's a Nasdaq, king of the Nasdaq, playing his own game.